Not as clean that time. Not as clean.
Yeah, I laugh because it's like, because we were like a low budget show, and now like we're like a lower budget show.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
my chair a little bit.
They just keep kicking us down the hill, right? You know?
They did. So I was actually messing with some stuff before the show, and they took away the ability to do backgrounds now too. Like I set up my green screen and I was gonna put something up, and nope, you got to pay for that service now.
Dude, maybe we got to find a new live hoster.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're trying to keep the man down. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And I'm stubborn. Like even if we had revenue to pay for it, I still don't want to. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's the principle of it,
right?
You know. So
put my foot down.
Yeah, exactly. Damn the man. Well, yo, YouTube. Welcome back to the live show. We do a live show every Wednesday, 8 Central Standard Time. So be sure to subscribe, like the video, share, ring the bell to be notified, all those things, and join us live for the chats. If you're watching this recorded, hopefully you can join us live in the future. I forgot to, I was talking about it. I'm like, oops, I forgot to monetize the YouTube. So
boy.
Should probably do that.
We're
but
never
anyway,
gonna have revenue to support the show if we don't monetize it.
Well, I mean, it's pennies, dude. It's pennies. Yeah, we've got this kind of an exciting show because this is our last like at home in the office show before next week, which will be in Chicago, live from the National. So we're gonna try to hit our 8 o'clock time slot next week, but it's tough. By the time you get out of there, because it goes till 7, which of course you don't leave right at 7. You try to finish up what you're doing, and then got to get back to the hotel and set up laptops. Oh crap! Oh,
already. We just started.
I know. Yeah, set up some lighting, set up laptops, all that kind of stuff. So we'll do our best to hit 8 o'clock. Well, I mean, we never start at 8 o'clock on here either, but if it gets to be like 8:30ish and you don't see us, we're coming. It's just, in the works. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about the National, of course. We'll talk a little bit about, we'll show off the Goat Show flyer. Do you have the updated one with the charity on it? I didn't get that yet either. We're slacking.
Yeah.
I got to run with some over to the shop.
You got BB Breaks on there too.
Yeah, and he's not on it? That's weird. Okay. Yeah, I was talking to Rhea. I said, well, I got to get some of those out at the shop before next week when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Starts getting late on us here, but anyway, September 28th is the next Goat Show at the Historic Riverside Ballroom. Hopefully you can join us there. We will do a live show from the stage. We do have BB Breaks back. They'll be doing some live breaks. They're going to expand on kind of that experience from the last time. See, isn't BB Breaks in that bottom corner? The red?
No, it just says Breaker Tables.
Oh, okay. But yeah, BB Breaks will be there. They've got some fun stuff that they're going to do with giveaways, and Benji's awesome. So even if you don't want to participate in the break, you can come watch it live and get pumped up and watch some pretty cool cards get pulled, hopefully. There he is, BB Breaks. There you go. And we'll have the Height of Goats. We'll have the regular $5 ones. And we'll have the Goldie Goat for $20 to spend anywhere at any table at the show. We are fairly booked up. I know we had just gotten a couple more this week. We haven't posted in a bit, and it always kind of slows your trickle a little bit of bookings until you get another post out there. We had a few more. So I
recollect we should be at about 80% booked.
That's what I had figured too. So we're getting there, considering it's still a month and a half away. It's
right.
It's pretty good. But we don't want to focus too much on that tonight. That's that'll be much more in the upcoming shows. But if you can make it, come on, join us. It's a lot of fun. It's a very family-friendly show. It's a fun show. We have fun stuff to do, good food, free packs for the kids, and great location, easy to get to, lots of parking. It's free to get in, free to park. Very nice, easy layout. It's a giant room.
Yep.
So, no sneaking around to other tables or anything like that. Everybody's gonna be right there and readily available for those shopping, as well as if you're a dealer setting up, you're going to be in the main room. We only have one room, so
that's right.
And that's important to us. We wanted. That was exactly what we were looking for. So anyway, September 28th, get that on your calendar. If you are coming from out of the area and you need some accommodations, shoot us a message and we will try to assist you with that and let you know where to go and not to go. But yeah, looking forward to that. Always a great show. September is always a good time. It's right before football and right before kind of the nastier weather hits. So it's the perfect time of year for a show. Fall. Kids are back in school, so it's not like a bunch of vacation or a lot of, gone for the weekend camping type of stuff. It's a lot more availability. So looking forward to that.
And you get to see Stu.
That's way better than seeing us. You have to look at our faces every week. You get some Stu time.
Right.
We do have the hashtag photo banner there too. So if you want to get your picture with a giant Stu, that's going to be your opportunity to do that. So come on out, and we have some good drawings. We've got some and big autograph print of Ha Clinton Dix, on-field jersey replica, Nike jersey. Not replica, it's an actual on-field jersey. He just didn't wear it. It's not game worn, okay? I want to clarify that. And we'll have a few other giveaways. We've got some Pokemon stuff we're working on, and so yeah, it'll be great. The other thing we want to talk about tonight, or at least I did, was this new repack service that PSA is offering.
Yeah.
Kind of controversial, I guess. Is doing it with Cards HQ out in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's called Graded Grails, actually.
Graded
It's an offshoot of Cards HQ. I can put it up here a little bit, and we can talk about it. It's kind of pricey, too. I don't know if you checked it out, but $300 a box for one card. Yep. You might get a common PSA 10. You might get a $600 card. Who knows?
Well, there's a floor and a ceiling, and there's gonna be a checklist.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a more responsible repack product. Is kind of what they're shooting for. Mm-hmm. And then basically what's the way this works is it's Cards HQ's inventory that's going to be used in the pack. They're going to send it to PSA. So PSA is like the middleman or the escrow agent, right, for these packs. They're going to shuffle the cards up, get them in these packs, have them sealed up, send them back to Cards HQ. I think Cards HQ is getting them back, and then they're selling them, I would assume.
Could be.
And then the theory is when you buy in because when there's repacks, you really don't know what's in there, or if anybody else knows what's in there, that kind of thing. This would be a way to basically are like buying an actual pack, right?
Right.
Because it's going to be sealed by a trusted company, that deals in cards every day, and the dealer or the store, in this case, it's a store, Cards HQ. Yes, they provided the inventory, but they had nothing to do with the repacking itself.
Yep.
Right? So I like that part of it. I'm not a repack guy, so this really doesn't change my world at all. But I kind of like the idea of it. It sort of reminds me of Arena Club, but not digital. So
yeah,
that's kind of what Arena Club does. Like they have it randomized by when you buy the pack that you don't know what you're going to get. So they're doing the repacking and all that themselves, but they have essentially a computer who's keeping it honest, right?
Right.
And this is just more on the physical side. So physical store, physical inventory being sent, physically being packed, physically coming back, physically shipping out or being bought, off the shelf in the store.
Mhm.
So I don't know what PSA is charging them to do this. I don't know what Cards HQ is trying to get for a spread out of this. It's really hard to, well, it's not hard. It's almost impossible to figure those numbers out. You really have to know.
Well, I looked at the
But
hit rates and stuff like that, and they will make tons of money off of this.
oh yeah, of course.
Box.
Yeah,
I've got
of
some
course.
of the floor and ceiling rates up there. Floor value of a box averages around 45% of the list price, but the Grails can be up to 600%. You have to look at the checklist to see the odds. Let me see if I can find it again. I was looking at it earlier. If we go to Series A,
I mean, it makes sense. They're not going to do it if they don't make money. I don't think anybody thinks that.
yeah. Here's some
You know?
examples of major Grails. I mean, a Gem Mint Mookie Betts auto, Albert Pujols Gem Mint auto. So there's some decent cards in there. Here's the next tier of Grails. Jackson Churio out of 99. A lot of Gem Mints, but there's some PSA 9s in here too. I saw. Here's a PSA 8. Case hits. There's a lot of case hits, so take that for what it's worth. But here we go. Here's the checklist. Somewhere in here I saw all the odds too, though, and it was like 8% of hitting one of the Grails or something like that.
Okay.
So pretty long checklist. So there's some possibility in there. I looked at it and I was like, when would I buy one of these? And it would probably, here we go. Here's the odds. So this series contains 432 boxes, each containing one card. The odds of hitting each individual card in the checklist are 1 in 432, or 0.23%. 36 major Grails, and case hits. The odds of hitting one of these are 36 in 432 boxes, or 8.33%. So basically, 8.33% of making your money back or better.
That's probably about the same as like packs. Yeah. To some degree. Yeah. Maybe a little better than just opening a straight up wax pack.
Right.
But I don't have interest in most of the cards, and to gamble on something like that with an 8% shot just doesn't.
Exactly.
I would rather just go buy some packs, and
I wouldn't be disappointed with any of these cards, but for me to put $300 on a box for one card that may or may not pay, I'd have to have a few Yinglings and be feeling pretty well and ready to go to the casino.
Well, that might happen. We're not there yet.
That could very well happen.
Yeah. So here's my take on this, and I just watched Neo's video on this, and I'm kind of with him on it. Like, I don't do repacks either, so like this doesn't change anything for me. But I like the fact that there's just more and more cards getting purchased in bulk and then being repacked and resold. And for us as guys trying to sell cards, granted we're not selling Grails, or at least I'm not for the most part. It keeps cards moving, right?
Yeah.
And he made a good point. He's like, I think this is kind of a test. You do it with this media exposed, card store and get it out. That's basically free advertising for PSA in this service. But what happens if like GameStop starts doing this? Right. That's something where you could start to see like a real explosion of it, where it's, it's in 400 in some stores across the US. They could maybe do a little bit different pricing, instead of doing like big Grails and all that, they would do like maybe some more mid-tier boxes.
Yeah.
Maybe some gaming or some non-sport stuff. I could see that. I mean, what's weird about this is it reminds me of, like, have you ever seen the repacks in store where it's like the gem box or whatever, and you get one graded card in it, and so I'm like, this isn't really any different, other than the fact that you're paying a lot more for it because you get more sealing.
Yeah.
But your results are probably going to be about the same, like percentage wise, and it's a box of disappointment in most cases, is what it is.
I mean, there's going to be $20, $40 cards in there.
Right. So it's a way for Cards HQ to kind of dump the stuff that, doesn't move real well. Yeah, they got to throw some of their Grails in it that have probably pretty good liquidity, but it's the volume game, right? Like we play, you take a little hit on maybe the prices on some of those, but making out big on the other stuff. So
absolutely.
I don't, and this might go nowhere. They might do this and people are like, I'm not buying any of that.
Yeah, that's possible too.
So, I mean, I know the announcement, like the teaser to this was like, oh, this is a hobby changing event and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I don't think so. I mean, I think it's only big because of the names involved with it that are sponsoring it. But I see this taking off, and we're gonna see a lot more of it.
Yeah.
But it's not something.
I mean, there's also a lot of repacks out there. Like this isn't, like known company, like people that, companies that have been doing this a long time where they are kind of trusted because they've earned it, not because PSA is involved or whatever, but they've just done a good job with their packs and people have been happy with them and they have gotten Grails and, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. There's other companies that do checklists. They do kind of print odds of what you could get. So it's a little bit more transparent. And so I don't know that it's like 1,000% innovative, except for the angle of PSAs in the middle.
Right.
And they're the ones doing the actual packing. But take that for what it's worth too. A lot of people don't trust PSA. So, I don't know. I don't know if that adds a lot of value or not.
That's true. That's true.
And I kind of look at like one monopoly kind of in cahoots with it, I don't know. I don't want to, I'm not going to tinfoil hat it because again, it really doesn't matter to me. I think adding transparency anywhere in anything, especially something where it's blind repackaged type stuff.
Yeah.
I think is good. It should still help the hobby because what's PSA's, what would PSA gain if they were gaming this, right? They wouldn't because they're just getting paid to do the repack.
Yeah.
I assume. So it wouldn't be to their advantage to like mark the boxes or do something like that,
I don't even know I don't think PSA is involved in doing the repacking. I think they're just getting a branding right to it to prop up Cards HQ, who is doing the repack themselves, or
they're certifying the packs, is what they said.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? They're guaranteeing that they were sealed, or that
all they need to do is have a rep wherever they do it.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I'm not saying like they're going to open a new factory and now they're
right
packing packs, but I mean they have to be involved. They're not going to put their name on it if they're not going to actually look at this stuff. I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
They're so anyway, kind of unique angle to repacks, I guess. And it's just good to see new things trying to happen and adding some transparency and some clarity to it.
I think there's going to be some people that are all over this. I think there is a big crowd out there that'll eat this up.
Yeah, it's a gambler's type of play,
Yeah.
So, well, before we get to the national, let's talk a little. Oh, what's going on here?
Well, how'd that get up there? What is that?
Oh, the Cubs and the Brewers are tied.
No, sir. They are
not.
That's
inaccurate. Or did the Brewers play today?
Brewers played today and won.
Okay, well, that's why. So, did the Cubs lose today? I didn't catch any of this.
They did lose 8-4 to Bobby Witt and the Royals. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because I was going to say they were tied yesterday.
Oh, sitting on top.
It doesn't matter. It's the Brewers. They'll screw it up. So
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Come on.
No, in the end, they'll screw it up like they do every year.
Don't you dare be sour.
I'm not. I'm just speaking the truth. Facts is facts, yo. All right. So before we get to the national, let's talk a little Card Dealer Pro. And you've been sort of playing with the multi-listing platform thingy.
Yo.
Yeah. And you were doing some collect stuff.
Yeah.
And it was going okay, but then also not going okay, right?
Yeah, there's some bugs they're working out. So I find that I need to be patient when I am listing them and not hammer click both collects and eBay at the same time. It works better if you let one complete listing and then go back and hit the other button. Because I was finding at times it would list to one, but the other one never showed up, and I'd have to go back and reprocess. I don't necessarily like the way collects looks in your inventory because they don't list the decimal point on your dollar amount.
Yeah.
So, for example, a $1.99 card, when I look at it in my CDP inventory, it looks like it's listed for $199, but it is correct on collects. It is $1.99.
Okay. Now, if you do them separately, does it still cancel one out if it sells?
Yes, I believe so, because it's tied to whatever's in your
inventory.
Yeah. Now,
so the sale basically reports back to the software, and then that's what takes it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'll be testing that because I have had a couple of things where they didn't list together, and then I had to go back and do something separately. Or, for example, this morning, I've had a little trouble listing non-sports on collects because it wants a sport category. So then I had to, it was on eBay. It went to collects. The eBay was failing because it wanted a sport category. Now, at the time, I didn't realize I didn't have a non-sport profile set up properly for the export to the marketplace.
Gotcha.
So I ended up having to export using a spreadsheet. I believe that is going to cause me to be disconnected from my CDP inventory now. So if I sell it on collects, I'm going to have to go back and check if I have it listed on eBay as well. So there's some things to consider when you're doing that. You're going to want to stop and think about your processes and think about, okay, what are the exception processes now if something doesn't work right?
And the main thing for me is I'm not looking necessarily to list more. I just want to copy all my inventory from eBay and easily put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Just,
and you can do that.
Yeah. So that's primarily what I'm going to do. You can show me a little bit of, since we'll be together this week anyway. And we'll have the scanner. You can kind of show me what that looks like and see how it goes with trying to take a big number, like 60,000 listings, and trying to move it there and what kind of results we get. Cause you can just delete them out of collects too, if it doesn't work.
Right. So, now it has led to my very first collect sale. I've sold 3 cards out of collects this week after never using them before about a week ago. So
sure.
So that's been nice. What else? Oh, I haven't tried the import feature from eBay into CDP.
That's what I want to use.
Yeah, and the reason I haven't tried it yet is because while I have the scanner, I'm really focused on listing. Especially this month that I got some extra listings. I want to make sure I use them all up. I didn't want to take the time to stop and import all that stuff because I kind of suspect the import process might be a little slower, especially if you try to do 60,000 at a time, right?
And that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah.
I only want to do this if it's super easy. Otherwise, there isn't enough opportunity necessarily in collects to.
I would not be at all surprised to find it takes a couple hours to import 60,000 listings in.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
We got time. We'll have time this weekend. We can start it before Happy Gilmore and see where it is at the end of Happy Gilmore. I don't know. But I'm excited about that. And then also the addition of Whatnot, because here's my one thing with Whatnot, and that's why I've done live shows and it's been okay. But I really want to do my live shows where I also have fixed price inventory. which was a big reason I wanted to do eBay Live. But now, if I can simply download my inventory, now pump it over to Whatnot, fixed price, now I can just start doing live shows, and I basically can get the same exposure as I do with eBay.
Right.
So that's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. And I don't know how long it's going to be until Whatnot's active on there, but
well, they sent out their newsletter about it, so I think it's pretty close. And they already put the link out there. It's just not active yet.
But that's what I mean. They never like gave us. We don't really have a date or anything. So,
but I would suspect it's within the next couple of weeks.
I would. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, because I think my first step this week. I'm not as concerned about collect side. I think my big first step is to just import everything and just get it there, and then start to see, because I'll export it to collects, because why not, right?
Yeah.
But I'm more concerned about just getting them there and being ready, so that when the Whatnot stuff launches, that I can do that and then start going, scheduling regular live shows again.
I mean, if I take off my Brewers hat, put on my marketing hat, I'm thinking, what better place to have both CDP, collects, and Whatnot together for a release of this, cross promotional platform listing than at the National.
Right, for sure. I don't think they're actually collaborating so much as, usually the way this stuff works is, okay, Whatnot's got their proprietary software or server or whatever, however they work with that. And then you just sort of like let companies in that you feel like you can get some mutual...
an API connection.
Right, exactly. So I think it's more of that, like, oh, okay, this kind of makes sense. Then people could list here and, we'll reap the rewards from, the back end commission from the sales, right? I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer on their part. As long as their system allows things to come in and it works, why not? So, but I could see, like, no, can you export to a Shopify store?
That's been on there for a while. I don't have Shopify, so I never use that, but that link's been out there for quite a while.
Yeah, but I don't know about if it works with the inventory, right? If it eliminates the inventory if it sells?
Yeah.
Because that would be an independent store. It's not like a auction platform or anything.
Yeah, so you can't list to Shopify, but you can export to Shopify. And then on the inventory, I only see import products. So if I click on the import products, it's just collects or eBay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know, is because I mean, I have a Shopify store for something else already. I'm like, man, it wouldn't take me very long to set that up. And then if you can sell that way and somehow get customers to there, but I wouldn't worry about that too much if I'm on the other platforms. But if you could get a few sales on there once in a while, like, there's no commission to pay out of that because it's your own store. You have like your monthly store fee is $20 or $30 or whatever, but any sales you get everything. It's a nice advantage if you can get a few sales that way every month. So but keep an eye out for that. I think that would be interesting if they could get it to go to your own website. That would be neat.
Yeah. The other thing I'm finding I enjoy about collects is my margin's a little bit better on collects.
Sure.
Now they don't have the marketing power of eBay, but heck, if I don't have to do anything extra to list it on collects, and anything I sell there, I keep an extra dime on, I'm all for it.
Yeah, precisely. That's my point too. I don't think you could do just collects. It doesn't have the exposure, or like you said, the marketing engine behind it, like eBay does. And that's why it's cheaper. Like, but I'm thinking that if we can get this down and we can start sharing our stuff to these other platforms, I'm thinking Car Dealer Pro could add more platforms in the future.
Oh, sure.
And that should be easy to just kind of keep, okay, here's Macari now. All right, let's put our stuff on there. Okay, here's, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Buymycards.com or buysportscards.com. Maybe we could just kind of keep expanding that, and you could end up with all these places where you have all your stuff listed and not have to, duplicate everything all the time.
Right.
Would be a huge advantage. So.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, and then going forward, if you list, you just have to make sure that you're sending to all of them. So the initial one, I think, is the best one because you just download all your inventory and then you just send all your inventory somewhere else.
Right.
You know, that's what you really want. So I'm fortunate that I have basically a full store and I can just move it over and don't really have to do anything additional. Just make sure when I list, I put it in all of them.
Yep.
So it'd almost be kind of cool if like you did your batch and everything, and then it was just like send to all of these. You know what I mean? You know, send to collect, send to eBay, send to you know. If you have a link built, it would just like send to all.
Yeah, it is one at a time right now, and I think that's probably not likely to change anytime soon because
they're different.
The coding for each API is probably a little different, and it's probably a lot for that software to try and do it all at once.
Convert it, yeah, because you'd have to make, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and the only way you can do it is if you have it as inventory on Car Dealer Pro, right? Because otherwise it won't cancel it out.
Yes.
So you essentially have to. So when you scan, let's say you're starting with a fresh batch, right? It's not listed anywhere. You scan them in. Do you add them to inventory in Car Dealer Pro then?
No, they automatically go in once you match them.
Okay. So if you do a fresh batch, you upload it to eBay, it's now in your inventory. Now you just have to grab it from inventory and send it to Collects. To now get them on Collects as well. Or you can take the batch and send it to Collects, I guess, too.
Yeah, you would really, from an efficiency standpoint, you'd really want to send the batch to both at the same time, you know, one after the other, because you would probably struggle to keep track of, well, no, I take that back. In your inventory, when you select something, you will see list to eBay, list to Collects. And if you have not already listed it, it'll be lit up. If you have already listed it, it'll be dull. Yeah.
Well, sure, because it would have to know, because otherwise how is it going to remove anything?
Yes.
Okay, I like that.
But I don't think, right now at least, I don't think there's a way to sort by, hey, give me everything that's not listed to Collects.
Got it.
Yeah, so you'd want to do it pretty real quick.
So what if you download your inventory, it's now being shared with Collects or whatnot, or, you know, whatever, wherever these go. Let's say I go on eBay and I end a listing. Does it automatically end it with them too?
Yes, I believe it
does. Because it removes it from inventory. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, this is good.
Yes.
Yeah, this could be good. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm using it pretty regularly now, even with a couple of bugs I had. If the only time I've held off is if I have like quantity listings, I'll set those aside and do a separate batch of all quantity and do the export way. I just wasn't ready to trust everything was working right on the quantity listings.
Okay.
Because technically there's nothing that asks me if it's a quantity listing. So I don't think you can do quantity listings.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
What happens when I download my inventory and it's already a quantity listing?
Great question. I have not tried that.
Yeah. Because maybe that'd be a way to do it. Okay, well, let's just get it on eBay and then download it as inventory. And then when you send it somewhere, the quantity goes.
This is why they ask people like us to be in a beta.
Because we're dumb enough to sit here and talk about this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I haven't had the scanner or anything, so I just haven't done much with it. But I plan to take some time this weekend outside of show hours to eat some Giordano's, watch some Adam Sandler, and see if I can bulk download some inventory.
Happy too. I gotta get a couple more cups to flip.
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah. I can't believe they charge you for them. What the hell?
Yeah, that was new. It kind of surprised me.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Like, everything costs everything nowadays, but
yeah.
Anyway.
But it's only $1.
That's true. Yeah, but the soda inside it was $3.50. So You're hitting
Well, you're paying
$5
for
for a
that already
drink.
as part of your meal because you have to get the meal to get the cup.
Oh,
Well,
right. Yeah.
I'm sure they would sell you a cup just for $1 too, but
I'm sure they would too. Let's before we jump into some more national conversation, let's hit the chat and see, because I imagine we're gonna have some Car Dealer Pro stuff on here and some repack stuff, and try to
we
hit
need
some
to
of
have
that first.
a moment of silence for the Ozman too.
Yes, we have, and I was surprised, not surprised, like I think most people.
Yeah.
I kind of thought about it a little bit last night. I was listening to some of most of the radio stations and stuff were doing like Ozzy marathons and all that.
Yeah.
I was listening to some of it while I was driving yesterday, and I was thinking, you know what? That's like the perfect way to go out, though, right? I mean, he had a great career, he had a good family life. Everything is in a good place right now. Like, his family is successful and fairly healthy, and um, he had this huge going away concert with all his friends and fans, and he got to perform at it. He sounded great. Like,
Yeah.
I know physically it was a challenge for him, but he got to do it, and he got to enjoy it, and he got to listen to that, and
Yeah.
kind of be like, all right, this is it. I did it. Like this was what I was supposed to. I did this my whole life, and this is my going away party, and that's it. A couple weeks later, he's done. And maybe to some degree that's part of it too. There's this whole philosophy of once you kind of fulfill what you're supposed to do, you go, yep, I'm ready now, and then you sort of move on. But
Yeah.
it's just a reality. It's funny because I was talking with somebody yesterday, and I said, it almost feels like he always felt like one of those people that would live on forever, right? Because
Yeah.
I can remember watching him 30 years ago, like on the MTV show, and being like, that dude's going to be dead in 2 years. Like, look at him; he can barely walk. He can't talk, and like you can see drugs that affected him, and other things. And it was like it was 30 years later before the guy died. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't super old. I know he was 76, but that's like lifespan these days. That's like average age. Like he didn't live super longer, but he didn't live super short either.
Right.
So. But yeah, I mean, if you just sit down and you think about his catalog, there's some good stuff.
There is for sure.
I mean, he definitely has a true impact on music, and he was kind of one of those first ones that all the censors wanted to pick on, right? Prince of Darkness, and you play it backwards, and it's all this his music. Did you know that he tried to do a concert in Green Bay and it got canceled? Because a bunch of board members, this is in like 1984 or something like that. A bunch of council board members said like his music was inappropriate and we shouldn't be bringing this to the area and blah blah blah. And they canceled the show. Like, that sounds insane now, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, I'm sure the PMRC was involved and Tipper Gore.
Yeah. And I'm all for putting like warning labels on it because parents should have a right to know, hey, does this have bad stuff in it or not? But to just flat out say like you can't make this album or you can't do this concert, nope. That I don't believe in that at all. And that was something that he'd always fought for, and he always had interesting things to say. And then Randy, he gets to be with Randy again. His best friend he lost a long time ago. So. Yeah, I feel terrible for his family, and I mean, obviously, anytime there's loss, but yeah, I think he can be remembered for a very, very, very long time. A lot of generations listen to his music.
Yep.
So
for sure. All right. Well, Snappy was first in tonight and says, "Happy Wednesday. Did StreamYard ban hobby or no? We need hobby or no."
Yeah, we haven't done hobby or no in a while. I don't know. I don't think so because we just do that as a share screen, right?
Yeah.
So you should be able to do that. That won't matter. Yeah, we gotta come up with a hobby or no. That would be fun.
After the national, we'll bring one back. I would imagine 2 weeks after the national, we could shoot for one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what we could do that we didn't do. Because we did a non-sport.
We did Star Wars.
Star Wars. We did football.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do basketball or what was the other one?
We might have done
I don't
baseball.
remember.
Oh, did we do wrestling? I think we did wrestling.
Yes, because I didn't know anything. So that sounds about right. Yeah. So, well, we've got viewers. We've got a chat. You guys tell us what hobby or no would you like to see next. We'll do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. It is, things just kind of keep moving along and you just, anyway. But yeah, great idea. Great idea. But no, we can still do that. StreamYard, they can't do anything unless they take away multiple screens. We can do it.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon Isacson is here. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo. Right back at you, Brandon. Thanks for joining us.
Boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
Dan's here. He says, I don't like repacks. I'll stick to wild card.
Yeah, I mean, why have a chance to win when you have a guaranteed loss, right? You might as well just go with the wild card. And yeah, I don't know. I still like. I'm more traditional, I guess, with my card stuff. If I'm gonna buy something to rip or something to open, I just want a pack of cards.
Yeah,
I don't want it already graded, and I don't know. I'm not really interested in that. Fresh out of the pack or just singles for me.
That dude from Duryea is here as well. These Grail packs are just pushing the gamblers to buy. Agreed. Repacks are not my thing. Also agree.
Yeah, for sure. It's a degenerate activity to buy a repack. Which again, I don't care. It's your money. If that's what you want to buy with it, that's fine. And clearly that is the case. There's plenty of repacks that sell. I just like the fact that it moves cards. I think that's always good for what we do anyway. And people opening those packs, they get $40 cards they don't want. Guess what? Now they're going to be trying to move them. So it keeps. You got to have the cycle keep going, and this helps provide some of that. So
it's the circle of life.
The circle of card life. Yes.
Average Dave's Cards is with us this evening. That's one way of moving your junk slab inventory. Absolutely.
Yep, that's precisely what it is. It's kind of like, think about it. We don't, if you're, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're doing what we're doing, right? Low end, ungraded stuff. But it's kind of the same thing we do with like shows, right? We put out dime boxes or quarter boxes, or
Why was there an autograph card in my pay what you want box?
Right. Yeah. You kind of you sell lots, right? You lot stuff up because it's cards you can't sell. Like it's really the same thing. So we can't really condemn something like we kind of practice ourselves with our businesses, because there's just going to be, and honestly, it doesn't even really have that much to do with cards, right? So think about any store. You go into a Walmart, do they have a clearance aisle? Of course they do. Mm-hmm. They've got stuff they got to get rid of too, so they drop the prices, or they have too much inventory of something, so they do buy two get one free. It's the same idea. But yeah, you're exactly right. It's stuff that they can't sell, or can't make any money on, or they got in a collection but they weren't really interested in those cards, so boom, they throw them in these repacks, get a premium price for them, and keep the inventory moving. Like, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yep. He says he thinks GameStop already has something like this with TCG slabs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to GameStop in a while. I should probably.
Yeah, they closed the one by me.
Yeah, they have the one in the mall over by me. That's the only one that I know. Well, actually, I think there's still the one on West Mason. One like right on the other side of the wall. There's the Walmart, and then there's that like mini mall across the street.
Yeah.
Like by Schlotsky's and stuff. There was one in there. I don't know if it's still open or not, but
yeah,
I could check that.
Johnny M is with us. Sup, dudes?
What's that? True.
Dan says, can't wait to list my stuff on Whatnot through CDP.
Dude, me too. Let's get together, Dan, and do some listing, my bro. Speaking of which, is Dan's going to Chicago, right?
I
just imagine that?
I don't know that he committed to it this year.
Oh, Dan, come on. Any of you who want to hang this weekend. I know I saw one in the Discord today. By the way, Discord link is going to be floating around the bottom here shortly.
Here it comes.
Jump on that and join. It's free. Have a lot of good
like a NASCAR
coffee.
race. It just keeps going around and around.
Yeah, pretty much. Take right turns only. We got some good coffee card talk on there, so join us. But somebody said, hey, it'd be cool to get together at the National. So yeah, that's we would love to do that. So I'm thinking Wednesday night's kind of impossible with the live show and such, but unless we want to say anybody who wants to be on the live with us could join us on Wednesday. That's something that we could do. If you want to go to our hotel, that is.
We even have someone coming from Germany.
We do. We do. So we'll throw something in the Discord, maybe, a date and a time or whatever, and try to meet up. And we did a little bit of that last year. It was a lot of fun. So
yeah,
I'd love to do that. Chicago's a great place. Lots of places to go. Giordano's is open 24 hours a day, so we can pizza it up. I'm kidding. I don't think they are, but yeah. So let's. If you're going, we haven't talked to you yet, or you got some time you want to meet or whatever, hit us up, and we'll do our best.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, CCM is with us. Good evening, everybody. Hope everyone is having a great week so far.
Welcome. Yes, great week so far. For me, anyway. I don't know.
Dan's got a question about collects. Do they do like an ESE in collects, or is it just send by stamp and no tracking? Great question. It is just like ESE.
Yep. It's more expensive though.
A little bit. It's 80 cents, I think, for a 1 ounce. But it's through Easy Post, and there is tracking provided on it. Yeah.
But just so you know, it's not the 74 cents or whatever it is on eBay, 73. I don't even know now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. So they don't have quite as good a deal as eBay does with the post.
Right.
So something to consider. So even if you're clearing more money by it selling on collects, because you don't have as much expense as you do with eBay, it is costing you more on the postage. So
yeah,
you're giving up some there too.
Yeah, it still is a net gain though on your take home, even with the increased postage a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, collects is a little more clicky, I guess I would say. So there's not like what's the word I'm looking for? There's not a website for collects to manage your sales. It's all through the app. So when I sell a card, I get an email and there's a link to print the label there. But then I also have to go back in and switch the status from, pending to shipped and stuff like that, where eBay does all that automatically.
Yeah.
Again, that's all that stuff contributes to why their fees are a little bit lower, because you have to do a little more work.
Yep.
So, Odd Merchants is here. 76. Ozzy lived hard. Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, there's no way that guy could look back on his life and be like, man, I left a lot on the table. Like he did not. He did all of it, and he had great people around him, and I'm sure some of his decisions he regrets. It probably did end his life a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
But that's the cost, right? Like you live hard, you're gonna die hard.
Yeah. I mean, biting the head off a bat, stuff like that.
Well, it's interesting. One of the things I found interesting in the past couple of years, when he announced he had Parkinson's and stuff, I thought, we really don't know much about Parkinson's. For as much research as they put into it, they really don't know. And I'm like, could it be driven by like drug use and things like that? I don't know. I don't think they really know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting. Yeah. Yes, in their early years, he ended up getting Sharon and having kids, just like most of us. I'm not going to condemn him for what stuff he did when he was 19 years old.
Yeah.
I did dumb stuff too. It just happened to not be on a stage in front of 40,000 people.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got to be fair that way. I mean, I didn't quite do some of the things he did. He was, times 10, but yeah, he took him a little while to figure some things out and get into a better space and get rid of the things that weren't good for him. And honestly, I think Randy's death was like a huge turning point for him too.
Yeah.
I think he realized, not that Randy died due to his activities, but I think he just realized, like, man, this could all be gone tomorrow. Like, it's not guaranteed. So I should probably, take care of what I have, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome dude. I can't think of Ozzy and not smile. He just makes me laugh, and I don't know. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
A bad dude to a good dude. Like, dude, he did some shit that's not acceptable. Right? And I mean, he admits it too. He's like, yeah, I was messed up, man. It took me a while to figure it out.
I always like the Motley Crue stories about him.
Oh my God, there's just tons of stuff, and like I said, some really bad stuff that he did too. But I applaud him because he kind of let his guard down and let people see his vulnerabilities and talked about his drug use and these other things that were going on. And hey, man, what I did, I did, and now I'm trying to do right, and that's kind of all we can really do in life, right?
Yeah, I agree. Keith All is here this evening. What's up, fellas? I finally made a live again. Got my stuff set up. Moving really makes you realize just how many cards you actually have.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, I'm glad you're back at making videos. I enjoy your channel, so I'll have to go check it out. I didn't know you posted a video, but oh, he's talking about our live. You made our live. Get it. I just reread it and I'm like, wait, he's talking about us. Yeah, it's even if you only have a couple of boxes of cards, it's like, dude, it's all heavy cardboard.
Yeah.
It weighs a ton, no matter if you just have one box or a couple boxes. But yeah, I'm hoping I don't have to move anytime soon. I'm willing to put that off as long as I can. I think.
Yeah.
Just from that aspect of it, I'm looking at all the stuff in my house and like, I don't really want to move all this crap again.
Yeah, moving. I don't care who you are or what part of your life you're in. Moving sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we even hired movers this last time, which I would definitely do again. At the age I'm at, and how much stuff I have. But even that, it's like you still kind of got to pack stuff up. You got to tell them where to put stuff, and unless you're truly having to move your entire house, you're still hauling your own, some of your own crap. So, yeah, not fun. I'm glad you're just about done and you can move on. That's great.
Yeah.
Now you just have like 15 years to unpack all the boxes because that's what it takes.
That is not wrong. Snappy's got a hobby or no idea. You can reuse favorite sports and segment by box type you'd buy that card from. Dime box, quarter box, 50-cent box, $1, $5, $10, $20, or no.
I love that idea.
Interesting.
Love it. Okay, so if we go with this idea, we'd have to like get new inventory though, because I don't have anything that's specifically tracked that way. But
that is a very good point.
But I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem. We could, hit a 50-cent box and a $1 box and kind of keep that sorted and then go, okay, well, was this a good buy out of a box at this price?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Oh, excuse me.
Odd Merchant says they should have a boom or bust repack, either $1,000 plus card or a 91 Fleer Cal Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. I don't know if you saw recently that I can't even remember what the name of it was, but it was that Caitlin Clark product where it was either her or Angel Reese was the card you got in it. It was $18,000 for the box or $8,000 for the box or whatever. Did you see that?
I heard something. I didn't really check it out.
Brown something or other. I don't know. Anyway, but that was basically it. You'd pay $8,000 for this box. If you got the Caitlin Clark auto, it's worth 15 to 25 because a lot of them were like National Treasures numbered out of 5 and that kind of stuff. Or if you get the Angel Reese, it's worth like $1,200. So talk about a floor to a ceiling, and there's no midpoint because those are the only 2 players in it. So yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, they actually put that out as a product. But Panini, I think Panini's kind of just coming to the end of their, like, we got to get rid of all this stuff because we won't have licensing in a year.
Yeah, probably.
So they probably intended to do like an actual National Treasures, WNBA product or whatever, and they're not gonna make it. So
yeah,
they threw them in these $8,000 boxes and let it fly.
Or he says it could be a true boomer bust, like a rookie card of Greg Oden, Michael Olowokandi, or Jamarcus Russell. Hey, listen, Jamarcus Russell is a great player.
He's a national treasure. Yeah,
I can never not hear what's his name from the Raiders saying that press statement. What was the owner's name there? Al Davis. That's
Al Davis. Yep. You're lucky you didn't say Teddy Two Gloves, because I'd have to just delete you from the channel then.
Yeah, Teddy Two Gloves.
That guy is not a bust. That guy is a hero.
Himself back in the press, huh?
He's a hero.
He's a hero.
It's so stupid. Why he gave kids meals, like these high school kids who didn't have food? Like, what are you doing? This is the biggest problem you have in your town? Like, geez, no wonder you can't find a football coach.
Right.
I mean, think about the team you coached previously, and like some of those kids you saw that struggled. Like,
yeah, I had to buy equipment for a lot of kids and give them rides.
Well, technically, you're not supposed to, apparently.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what he was doing, and it's like, dude, this guy has the means, and he just wants to see these kids, have a shot, and he's not like paying them money for certain hits or or gambling on the game. Well, I guess that we know of anyway. But if I was him, I'd be like, screw it, I'm out of here. Like, I was trying to help people, and you're being a jackass. He'd have been better off not being the coach and just helping the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange, but anyway, enough about Teddy.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll go back to the NFL and he'll win the Super Bowl this year.
There you go. We got a Sheila here. We got Sparkle Sports Cards. Good day, y'all from Australia.
Good day. Good day, mate.
Odd Merchant says our interest rate is 3.2%. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. About it, too.
Loafy Joe, I once moved a block. Worst move ever logistically.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's almost like, what do I do? Do I pack all this stuff up and put it in a truck, drive a block, or do I just haul shit in a wagon and, make 20 trips? And, I don't know. That's tough. I never moved that close. My moves have all been, like, at least a town over.
Yeah,
it's never been within a few blocks. So feel fortunate that way. At least it was like true effort that had to be put in, no choice.
Right.
Why did you move like a block away? That's what I want to know. That's interesting.
Keith All says, I actually did post one like 2 weeks ago. Worked on Card Room tonight. A video a couple weeks ago. I'm hoping to post a tour vid at the new spot.
Nice.
So you got a new studio set up there, Keith?
It's got a new, at least a new card room anyway.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it's a work in progress. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Isn't it always though? It's never really done.
Correct.
And he likes the dime quarter dollar box video idea as well.
Yeah. I kind of like dime and dollar.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for us, that's like the wide end, right? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you find some real delicious stuff in a dime box.
Yep.
And sometimes just total failure. And then, it's kind of the same with the dollar. Like, I feel like you can, I like that. I think that's a fun idea.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to jump in on that.
Sparkle says those Caitlin Angel boxes went for like $3,000 at auction.
Okay, so he's not wrong. So they started them at 30 grand Dutch auction. Okay,
yeah.
Started them at 30 grand. They did drop all the way to the floor, at 3K for like 10 seconds or whatever. Stuff started getting bought up. And then they kind of ended at like that 8K price. And they were going resale right after that for like 5 to 6 or 5 to 8K.
Okay.
So yeah, you could have gotten like super lucky, super timey, and gotten like the 3K box. And then you had a better shot, even if you got an angel card, to breaking even. If that's your goal in life, is to break even. But obviously it would clear quite a bit if you hit Caitlin. So
right.
I think in that case, if you could have got them at 3K, you really would have wanted to buy like 2 or 3 boxes, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Because you would have made up the difference with at least, the odds would have been so much greater, and you should have at least come out ahead on 1 or 2 of the boxes.
Right. All right. Odd Merchant says Panini may win the lawsuit.
I don't even know what that's going to get them. They're still not going to have rights to make the new products. So
yeah, I
don't know that. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what the point of it is, I guess, just to sort of be like, hey, we were wronged. I don't know. But I don't see the Players Association and the leagues and all that going, oh, okay, we better go back to Panini. Like, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
And Teddy is a top 5 all-time backup QB. That's an interesting thought. So who are the top 5 all-time backup QBs? Is Ty Detmer one?
No. Yeah, that's a little bit tougher list because
who's the Green Bay quarterback that went to went out east someplace and threw like 6 touchdowns in a game?
Oh yeah. Matt Flynn. Yeah. Well, they also had Mark Brunell, and he had a decent career. When he left,
he had a lot of years as a starter in Jacksonville.
He did, but he was a backup, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
when he was here.
I guess.
Because that's just it. In order for them to be considered successful, they had to play at some point too. Like, you can't just be a backup because you don't get any results doing that. So
yeah,
I don't know. I would probably say like Flacco. I mean, I know he had years where he started, but he's been kind of a journeyman with a lot of success.
Howard.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. You could say Drew Bledsoe. I mean, he went to a few teams after. I mean, he had success with New England. I don't know.
He left New England and he started again in Buffalo.
That's too much to watch and read. I don't got time for that.
You don't even watch sports.
No, who's got time for that? Watch a few highlights. I got the gist. I know who won the swing off. That's all that mattered.
I see we got some good thoughts in the chat coming up, so we'll come back to that. Wolfie Joe says he went from an apartment into a condo.
Okay, that makes some sense.
Yeah. Sparkle says, can we get to see your card buys from the last show?
We'll do some card buys from at the National. We can make a video doing that.
Our last show was a few weeks ago, and I think knowing you've probably listed a lot of that already. I know I've dug
or at least sorted it. I mean, I have, I always have stacks. This is all stuff from the last show. Hit a lot of the dime box stuff.
Yep.
I can show you some, I guess. Like, here's a Jerry Rice Zenith. When I'm a lot of times when I'm buying dime box, I want the names always. You want the good names, but I look at brands. Because a 10-cent Jerry Rice score base card is maybe not a good buy, but a 10-cent Zenith card is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still have some of mine brown bagged yet from the show.
Oh, geez. So, Bruce Smith is not a great reseller, but 1990 Action Pack, first year Action Pack, Bruce Smith is a decent 10-cent buy. Anthony Munoz, not a huge buy, but a refractor for 10 cents, is a good buy. So, shiny stuff. Here's a showcase, Flair Showcase, Terrell Owens. Adrian Peterson parallel, nice and shiny with the. I don't know. That's kind of how I look at the stuff out of those 10 cents. If you just want to get an idea of what we bought. Black Diamond, great underrated, nice foily set. And you got John Elway there. I mean, Hall of Famer, why not?
Agreed.
And then like fringy inserts. So I love the Thunder and Lightning inserts from the 90s Skybox Premium. So you got this one here, which is the Oilers. It's got Warren Moon and Haywood Jeffries. Remember Haywood Jeffries?
Yep.
Sometimes I look at those names and they make me chuckle. Tim Brown is actually a really good seller. Much better than I ever thought he would be. So again, great brands. You got this nice die cut Atomic, 10 cents. I can sell that easily. Crown Royale stuff always does well. Here's a Tim Brown Crown Royale. Unparalleled, very popular set, super shiny, lots of cool parallels. JJ Watt, huge fan base for him. Yeah, I mean, here's a silver Adrian Peterson. Stuff like this, prime signatures. You never see cards from this set, ever. So yeah, this is a Favre base card, but it's a thicker card. You only got like 4 cards in a box, I think, because you got an auto in every box. This is from 2016, so a less printed year. All those things factor in when I'm like, okay, this is a great buy at a dime. I'm probably gonna ask like $6 for this card. So, but yeah, Vanguard. That was a lower printed set. Here's another example, another Favre one. This museum collection, right? Topps Museum. Don't see a lot of those. Higher end brand, thicker cards, nice photography. Here's some more Favre. The all-time Gridiron Kings, where it's got the frame, and the canvas-looking card inside the frame.
Yeah,
very, very popular stuff. Earlier Elite Series years. So this is 2016. Got a bunch of those here. I've got Jim Kelly, John Elway, Larry Zonka, great Hall of Famer. Gronkowski. Here's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, so a lot of times that's what I'm looking for. I want the names, but I also try to find like better sets because that helps you get away from that $1.99 price tag that you're going to get a lot of when you look at dime boxes.
Yeah, my pickups are pretty similar. So I like to go for those Hall of Famers, things like that. Some nice die cuts. So here's an old school insert, Dick Butkus with the stained glass background. Here's an acetate Mike Singletary.
I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. A couple Hall of Fame cards. Terry Bradshaw, John Madden. Those usually do pretty well. Like I said, die cuts. Here's a Rod Woodson pennant die cut. I like those.
I like that.
Yeah, this is a Deshaun Jackson, who's not a big name for me, but look at that die cut. I love that. The gloves. Yeah. Just really cool.
And again, that's earlier Prism. That's less printed years.
Right.
That's 2014 or 15, I think. Prism.
Right.
Yeah, that's where you start separating out I can get $1.99 for this. Oh wait, it's a shorter printed year. Okay, now I can get $2.25 for this. Oh, it's a die cut with a premium brand. Okay, I can get another quarter out of it.
Right.
I start adding those figures up in my head, as I'm pulling these cards out, and then you start going, okay, now I'm at $2.99 on this card. 10 cents is a no-brainer.
Or like this through the years die cut of Curtis Martin. Just really cool stuff. Picked up a little Favre in non-Packers stuff. So I got one in a Jets, one in a Viking from SP.
Viking stuff always does well.
Actually got a card for Adam here. This is Brett Favre Falcons sample. So this will come back to you with the scanner.
I have that. I bought like 15 copies of that card.
Of the sample? You said you didn't have the sample. I
didn't, but I found that many more in a box while we were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I bought like 15 of them or so.
All right.
Then I appreciate it, but yeah, you might as well flip it.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 of them. So little clear metal, Steve Young.
Yeah, metal's always a no-brainer.
Measures of Greatness inserts. We got Rod Woodson.
Now remember, we were getting these. Well, were you were in quarter boxes or dime quarters, right?
I was in the same box you were of that dealer.
So those were quarters. Those were quarters.
Yeah.
So I do have quarters too. The stuff I was showing you was out of the dime boxes, but
yeah,
I got some of the same quarter stuff too.
Moon, Bruce Smith, Hall of Famer
inserts. Hops inserts always sell well.
Mike Evans is hopefully still hot this year going in. Couple of nice shiny Cam Newtons. Got a Prism draft picks there, and this is what is it? Totally certified in a red.
Yep.
And then I'm an offensive lineman and an offensive line coach. So whenever I see some of the greatest offensive linemen of all time, I pick them up. So nice Orlando Pace. Bunch of berries came across, so I picked those up. Doesn't really matter what kind of berry it is to me. If I can get it cheap, I'm gonna grab it.
Berries are very liquid.
Nice Peyton Manning. Little doesn't show up well on camera here, but the sparkly. Yeah. And then Marshall Falk in the San Diego State uni. I don't see many of his college uni cards, so I picked that up. So that's
actually a rookie card because that's 1994 Proline. Proline Live or Proline Live, I think.
It's a 95 Classic.
Oh, well, then it's the year after his rookie year.
Yeah. At best, even at best, though, with it, if we go to one of our peers' guidelines, it would be a pre-rookie card because it's in his college team. But
XRC.
Yeah, nice JJ Watt die cut. JJ's still big around here, so
a whole lot of JJ.
Yeah, so I felt like I came home with a lot of nice stuff. I listed a lot of it already. If you want to see the most red you'll ever find on a card, there's Jerry Rice framed red foil.
Love it. Yeah, that's Gridiron Kings, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think,
Little
so
LT
those are the kind of refractors are always a great, easy resell.
How about a negative Zach Thomas that you can't even see?
I know. Zach Thomas actually doesn't sell too bad though. I've sold a fair number. I don't stock a lot of it, but I've sold a few. So
yeah, he does.
But that's the kind of stuff we find at the Green Bay shows, the KI show, and then also at the Goat show. So that's the kind of stuff you're looking for. Come to the Goat show. We have a fair number of value box dealers, and they all have similar types of cards at those prices. So, we can't guarantee that, of course, but that just prior experience. We see a lot of that, and we buy a lot of that, don't we?
We certainly do.
That is the bread and butter of the dollar box for sure. Yeah. My business.
Well, let's get back into the chat. We got a little more there. Did not plan to buy that condo, but the price was super cheap. So I got to be honest, I've never understood the value prop of a condo because you're not buying land, you're buying space on a land.
Well, when you buy a house, that's kind of the same thing. You never actually own the land. The government always owns it, and you have to pay them to rent it. You're renting the land.
For life, though, if you choose. I guess they can always.
As long as you pay the taxes, yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But anybody I know in a condo, there's always like this condo, association and all these rules of what you can and can't do that I don't seem to experience as a homeowner. And
correct. That is correct. I would never buy a condo myself. I'm not promoting them. I'm just saying that's the lien, as a guy who worked in title and mortgages, it's basically owning a home isn't that much different as far as what part of it you own. The bigger issue is you can't control what happens on the other side of the walls.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like an apartment, you're sort of stuck with whatever's going on. But people like condos that don't want to be home all the time. They don't want to take care of grass. They don't want to
Yep, that's a
You
selling
know, they just pay their, association fee of $200 a month, whatever it is, and everything's taken care of for them, and they can come and go as they please, and not have to really worry too much about that.
Yep. Sparkle says, imagine if you only get a couple of numbered cards and no autos. I mean, that's the way those things go. You could get totally skunked.
Yeah.
It's like buying a scratch off.
It's a very low floor and a very high ceiling, and that's hopefully, the very high ceiling, of course, the odds aren't in your favor, but hopefully you land somewhere like top tier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That, because then you should do okay. But yeah, if you hit that basement, the other thing is I don't, I guess on occasion I have pretty good luck, but most of the time when I open stuff, I don't hit big cards, so I just kind of look at it that way. No, to be fair, the other day I bought one pack of Star Wars Unlimited, the new Legends series for that trading card game, and I pulled the Vader foil, the most valuable card in the set, and I bought one pack. And I sold it, by the way, Charlie. I didn't tell you that. I already sold it. So
yeah,
that was a great $5 investment. I mean, I didn't get $20,000 for the card or anything. I wish, but
yeah.
So you can buy one of something and hit the ceiling, but if it was me doing $3,000, I wouldn't hit the ceiling. I only got it because it was a $5 pack.
Yeah. Well, now we got some of our guesses for the top 5 backup QBs of all time. Average Dave says Steve Young is probably the best.
True.
Yeah.
That I could agree with. I don't know how you could argue that. So yeah.
I still feel like we probably need more parameters around this, though.
You could say Aaron Rodgers too.
Yeah, that comes up in the chat too. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't think of Steve Young as a backup. I'm thinking more like career backups.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But I mean, the definition of a backup is a dude who didn't play, right? He was second, and that is what Steve Young was for 5 years or something like that.
But wasn't it like developing to? Well, maybe not when he was with Tampa Bay. Right. So. Odd Merchant says Kitna was pretty good, and I think most of his career he was a backup. Yeah, sure. He did have a few starting years. Really, he was a starter that played like a backup. But Matt Castle, Gus Frerotte, a few that comes to mind. I think those are good names to throw out there. We talked about Castle. Brian Hoyer. Okay. I don't know if I would have thought of Brian Hoyer. I don't think he would be in my top 5. I think backup is a good bucket for him, but I don't know if I would say top 5.
Yeah.
I like this one, Nick Foles.
That's who I was trying to think of. Okay, yes, that would be up there for me.
Art, I think you got a winner there with Nick Foles.
I think that's number 1. Unless the parameters are changed, and then yes, I would agree with Steve Young being number 1. Yeah, with Aaron Rodgers being number 2. If we're going back to that criteria.
Odd Merchant says Aaron Rodgers, but also says he was developed. So I don't think development time counts as, like what we're looking for with a career backup type of thing.
Right, because he was intended to be the starter at some point. He was he wasn't drafted as a backup, but
I mean, Brett Favre was a backup for a little bit too.
Sure. That's true. Yeah. Wow, shit. You got to put him way up there then too.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't supposed to play, but Mikowski got hurt. Yeah. Got hurt. Which is hell, you can put Brady on there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was. I mentioned Bledsoe earlier. Well, Brady was the backup to Bledsoe, and Bledsoe got hurt. So yeah, and you can't do too much better in your career than what Tom Brady did. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, if we were to put some parameters around it, I would say we probably have to put some kind of maximum number of games started around what we're looking for.
I mean, you almost want to you almost need to go to the journeyman angle of it, right?
Exactly. Who's the guy? Gardner Minshew, somebody like that. Yeah. So Sparkle says Jerry Rice. Well done. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that is as much of a color match as you can get on that card.
Yeah, I mean, and I threw a Jerry Rice out there too. He's not my strongest seller, but I have buyers, and they buy multiple cards. So I will continue to stock when they show up in a 10-cent box and it's a good brand. Yeah, it's definitely.
Or if you find him on one of his late career obscure teams, like I recently sold a Seattle Seahawks Jerry Rice.
Yep, I've sold some Seahawks too, or Raiders. His Raiders stuff. Yeah, it's
yeah.
Even with like Randy Moss is kind of the same way, right? Because he was with the Titans for a year or two. I was like, man, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
You find Moss and Titans.
Yeah. I think he had
Raiders.
one
No. Yeah, what was the other one? There is one more.
What was it?
I said Raiders. Raiders might be right.
He was with the Raiders. Yeah.
So it's.
So here we go. Vikings, then the Raiders, then the Patriots, then back with the Vikings.
Yeah.
He split the 2010 season with the Vikings and the Titans. And where did he end his career?
The Bengals? I don't know.
I wouldn't have got this. The San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, he did. Yes, I have cards of him in a 49ers uniform. Yes, that does make sense.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever seen a 49ers card of him.
Oh, yeah, I have some. I can send you some pictures. But, yeah, you don't see a lot of them. But, yeah, it was that final season,
Yeah. Odd Merchant said, I do really well on the late 80s and early 90s oddballs of the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, can never go wrong with Hall of Famer stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah. Steve Young was a backup. Yeah, he was a backup, but I don't think your typical NFL watcher thinks of him as a backup.
Yeah.
He had many...
he was more of a backup than, say, an Aaron Rodgers, though. Right.
True. Yeah.
Because Aaron Rodgers was a project. I think Brady was a true backup, though, because he was drafted so late. There's no way they were like, "Oh, this is our future of the franchise," kind of thing. Yeah. And they had Bledsoe, who was good.
Yeah.
So he was definitely drafted as a backup and became a starter because he got hurt. Same with Favre.
Yeah. Again, I think. You got to use the phrase career backup to really get at what we were looking for there. Keith says, who's the best sellers of the week that was? That could be a good talking point each week.
Best sellers. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like the best seller player or whatever? Maybe?
Yeah, like who did we sell the most of in the last week?
I gotta think about that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my sales get so spread out. I don't.
Yeah, mine kind of do too.
And I don't have the volume you have, Adam, to maybe have 1,000 Barry Sanders offerings. So, let's see. I did get my Ozzy card in there. I sold that.
I sold like 30 copies of Ozzy cards yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. I had one guy buy like 20-some cards of Ozzy.
I sold a few Dan Marino in the last week.
I did too, yeah. That was one of the names I was going to put out there, but I don't think he was my biggest seller. I'm trying to think.
I think I maybe sold a couple Hakeem Olajuwons.
Most weeks it's going to be Favre just because I have such a large amount of his cards listed,
Yeah.
So I would say most weeks that's who it is, but and then you start going like Star Wars has been big for me. So like if you go to the non-sport angle,
I sold a few deep purple rock cards.
Okay.
A few Jackie Robinson cards.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems kind of luck of the draw at times, though,
Willie Mays was probably my top seller in the last week.
Really interesting.
Well, I had one buyer come in and clean out a bunch of Willie Mays and Jackie Robinson cards.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only takes one buyer to really change your activity, you know?
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Average Dave says Tecmo Bowl great, Haywood Jeffries. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was an amazing receiver in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as good as Bo Jackson was a running back.
No, Bo Jackson was the key to the whole thing. You had to have Bo.
Odd Merchant says most don't value Oddball or Food Issue much because it's from the Junk Wax era. I turn a dime into $10 regular. Yeah, I think Adam, you and I both look for that kind of stuff, like Post Cereal cards and Captain Crunch cards and Food Lion racing cards.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
some of those. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, post cereal stuff is really good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And they made quite a few different releases. Yeah, that stuff's great.
Or Bus, like I picked up some Ryan Leaf at the last show here that we went to.
Sure.
Todd Marinovich, I think I picked up a Todd Marinovich. So, along with some Seabass, I got some Sebastian Janikowski as well.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Sparkle likes the Elites. She says those are awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that Deshaun die cut is wow. Yeah. I couldn't walk away from that die cut receiver gloves out there like that. That's just such a unique design.
I haven't bought that player, but I bought that card tons of times for different players. The Larry Fitzgerald one looks really cool. Like, yeah, there's some good ones
for sure.
Those early Prism sets, there was way better effort put into them than the stuff in
their designs. Yeah.
Odd
Merchant says I've been focusing on sourcing cards that I can price $2.99 or more. Been dabbling with 6-card player lots. I've been doing well. Trying to combat a long-term solution to rising shipping and handling costs.
Smart.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to have to be changing prices every 6 months to a year, right? So you have to be ahead of the curve a little bit. And then the player lots is interesting. I've spent some time trying to do some of that. Just doesn't. I don't know that I see the return for the effort, but at the same time, I see other people that have a great success with it. Heck, there's one guy I know that's what he focuses on in his store, and he makes a killing off.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I like the margins on the individual sales.
Yeah.
And if someone really wants a lot, see, the thing I don't like about selling lots, and this is coming from sort of my buyer perspective on it, there's always cards in there you don't want.
Yeah.
So I would rather list all my cards as singles and then give them a coupon deal for buying bulk and then kind of build their own lot. That's how I've always looked at it. And that's the bulk of what I sell is people come in and they buy 15 different cards, and there might be like a Ninja Turtle sticker and a Dan Marino card and Rugrats Capri Sun sticker and then Bryce Harper insert, and like it's just so random. Like I would never put that together as a lot myself,
Yeah.
So I guess I would say I sell lots. I just don't put the lot together. My customer does. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The only prepackaged lots that I've moved enough to say it might be worth it is like the new sets, like Topps Flagship. I'll put all the Seattle Mariners I get out of a hobby box in one lot, and they'll tend to move or something like that, where someone just wants all their favorite team out of it. But I don't make much off of it, right? Like I might have a lot of 8 to 12 cards for $5, right? So,
and that's kind of the point. It's like, well, why buy all the cards if you can't? You lose all your margin, and margin is the name of the game because that's what pays you for your time.
Yeah.
So, because like same thing, like I might have, let's say I have 200 Jerry Rice listings, right? And I haven't sold a ton, and I pick up a couple more like I just did at the show and I list them. And now I get somebody to come in and buy 20 Jerry Rice cards, right?
Yeah.
So like sometimes you just have to get to a number of listings where you have enough that somebody wants to come in and buy multiple cards. And then it makes it more worth it for them.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still going to get the price I need, but now I have enough where they want to come in and it's the price that makes sense for them versus they just pay my premium price and buy one card.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Odd Merchant says, anything big dumper rookie card sells in less than a few hours. So talking about those busts, right? So
yeah.
Sparkle says, stunning buys. I guess we did okay at the last show, Adam.
I guess so. Well, I used to make a lot of videos of that. Every show I did, I was like, here's my buys. And it just got stagnant. I kind of buy a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
Over and over. There isn't necessarily a big revelation to it. And like I said, sometimes I don't want to show what I'm buying. You want to have that proprietary market if you can, where you're finding something that other people aren't participating in. And
look at that sweetness.
That's your niche.
Beautiful.
Yeah, anything Walter Payton's a no-brainer. For sure.
Let's see.
I got anything else in here?
Odd Merchant says, I have a feeling Ohtani is going to go on a home run tear. He has had a 4-game home run streak, and he hits them in bunches. Yeah. Once he locks in, he does tend to hit them in bunches. Yeah.
Dodgers haven't been looking too great lately.
Yeah. Well, ever since the Brewers swept them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reality for so the Brewers are on what, 12-game streak now? Is that what it is? Something like that?
No, they lost the other night.
Oh, that's right. They did lose, yeah. But that's baseball, though. Like, you can't win like 30 games and like that's not a thing.
Right.
You don't go 15-1 like you can in football. If you have a 50% winning average, you had an okay season in baseball.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, well, we had our streak. Now do we go a streak in the other way? Because that tends to happen to a lot of teams.
Yeah.
When we do one or the other. I'm waiting for that Mazeroski dude or whatever. I'm waiting for him to just get whacked in a game because it's got to happen at some point. I mean.
Yeah, he's this year's Paul Skeens.
Right.
Without the girlfriend.
Right. It's a big part of it.
Art Green says, as a condo owner, the HOA can kind of suck. I'm also a lazy a-hole and do not enjoy shoveling, mowing the lawn, or really maintaining anything but the interior. So that's the plus side of it, yeah. Even being an apartment, dweller, that's kind of the pros of that as well, right?
Right. But you can also get that with a house. Like, I don't do plowing. I pay somebody to do it. So that's essentially what you're doing. You're just paying somebody else to take care of it.
Yeah. Although Odd Merchant says might be cheaper over time to pay a lawn company than an HOA fees. Yeah.
Correct. That's my point. So it depends on, how much lawn you have. Like, to me, lawn's no big deal. I do my lawn. I'm not going to pay somebody to do that. But the snow removal, no, never.
Yeah.
And I paid $45 to get it removed. Last year I had 4 removals. That was it. So it was like, dude, it was way cheaper than I would have been paying HOA all year.
Yeah. Lions card says Nick Foles must be on that backup quarterback list. Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Way at the top of the list. Yes.
Here's a good one. Maybe Jeff Hostetler. He got a Super Bowl win as a starter, and other than a few Raider starts, he was a backup. Yeah.
Sure. That's true. And he also played, he also had some success with the Giants.
Yeah. Yeah. What about a guy like Jeff George? He had some years as a starter, but he played quite a few as a backup later in his career, didn't he?
Yeah. 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 I mean, there's like 1,000,001 of those quarterbacks out there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Art says perhaps, but the HOA fee also goes into maintaining the exterior, the property's roof insurance. I guess as long as it's a properly managed HOA, anyways. And that's
true. That's true.
You never know what you're going to get from that association.
I just got my parents into a condo a year ago, and like, you still pay for your own HVAC system and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, essentially, it's only like siding and like the true exterior, like shared walls type exterior stuff. The HOA covers, but Yeah, I mean, reality is if you have something, it's going to cost you. Like it's just a different way to pay for it, really.
Yeah.
Than owning the building all on your own.
Yeah, for sure. Sparkle says she sells quite a few Jerry Rice cards there in Australia.
Interesting. Okay, it's good to know.
SoCal guy throws out a 2013 Archives Moss 49ers uniform. I'll have to look for that.
That would be right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a Topps Magic card that I have where he's in a 49ers too.
Magic, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I like Topps Magic.
I do too.
Card.
It's only around for 2 years, and like they just did shit. I'm like, man, those are awesome cards.
Yeah.
And they sell well.
Yeah.
I always find buyers for them.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Valor. Topps Fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know, any of those kind of more artsy designs are just gold. That's good stuff.
For sure. Keith All says, well, maybe since we've all got a lot of different inventory, how about some of the interesting sales of note? Anything that really surprised you?
I just had a big order of a bunch of Lorcana stuff yesterday, and I don't normally do very well with those, so that was a surprise just from that angle.
No new water skiing squirrels?
No. Let me look. I'm more like you. Like I get the order, I fill the order, and then it's gone. I don't really think about it, you know.
Yeah.
I sold 2 different Ava Mataya cards, who is a billiards player.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, I sold a Sports Illustrated for Kids today. And then a couple days ago, I sold I want to say it was like Allen and Ginter or something like that. Marino's been okay. I sold a Ghostbusters card today from the Cryptozoic set because there was no original 80s Ghostbusters card set.
Yeah.
So in 2016, Cryptozoic actually came out with an original Ghostbusters movie card set.
Okay.
So that's kind of a bit more unique. I've sold some He-Man Masters of the Universe sticker cards. I sold a Boo for Monsters Inc., a little one of those fold-out pop-up cards.
Yeah.
Junk autos, junk autos, they surprise me. They sell all the time. Let's see. Brewers police cards. Those have been hot lately. Some Ren and Stimpy. Some Michael Jackson recently. And that big non-sport lot I just bought, there's a ton of Michael Jackson in there. I was super happy about that. Because I kind of don't have any left. But I did buy a big non-sport lot, and there's a bunch of music cards in here, ironically enough, and there's some Aussies in here, so I have some more to list.
Nice.
From the Pro Stat Rock.
Yeah, I've got some of those coming too.
And I got a bunch more Lorcana. Now I just thought of this. I got more Lorcana too, so I guess perfect timing to get this stuff.
Yeah.
Things that were kind of sitting, just sold in a very recent time. So
yeah, I've had a number of cards that sat for a long time and sold this week, but I wouldn't say I was surprised. I mean, when I would have thought the cards would have sold sooner. So when they actually went, I'm like, yeah, I knew that would sell. I just didn't think it would take this long. But like a surprise, how about a 2024 Panini Select Torrey Taylor, who is Chicago Bears rookie kicker last year? I didn't know if that would sell, but it did. Let's see, what else? Sold some boxing, a lot of checklists, but that's kind of, that's not all that surprising to me.
checklists.
Yeah. Hollywood Hogan for President sticker.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, those are probably the only ones that made me go, oh, that actually did sell. So I mean, in fairness, we typically don't buy it unless we expect it to sell, right?
Right. Yeah. Most of these were, like you said, expected. Usually when it's kind of a surprise sale, it's a card I got just because it was in bulk inventory.
Rip or something, yeah.
Yeah, bulk buy, yeah, or a box I open or something like that. So, women's soccer cards have been selling pretty well lately. I've sold a bunch of the NWSL stuff.
Yeah,
Parkside.
Players I've never heard of, like Mina or Minka or what's her name, Mina Tanaka.
Yeah, I just sold a Rylan Turner. I don't know who that is. Yeah, so female soccer cards, have a spike for me.
For the World Cup,
right?
Yeah.
And that was a focus at this last show. I showed you I bought some too. So
yeah,
sometimes just buying some and then you list them, it sort of spikes the sale on an older card that you had.
Right. Keith says for him, Cam Smith of the Astros hit the algorithm, and he sold a bunch of his first Bowmans, also some Riley Green rookies.
Yeah, Riley Green, I struggle with. I hardly ever sell any Riley Greens. It's really weird.
Me too.
Yeah, Cam Smith in a Cubs uniform, so you got that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of mostly my usual suspects.
Average Dave says this week was an Ohtani week for him.
Yeah, and Ohtani hasn't been a big mover for me recently. I haven't added a whole bunch of them either, so that's probably part of it too. It's so hard because I have a pretty decent sized customer base, and it's like I'll list 30 cards and 10 of them will sell right away. So it's not like it's the hottest thing. It just happens to be that's what I listed now, and I have customers looking for new listings. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really speak to. You mean they should be hotter? Like if I just bought them and I'm listing them, it's because it's something I can sell. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Odd Merchant says he's been doing some player lots on stale inventory. It may bring lot buyers to the store to take advantage of the bulk deal. I get more views with the lots than the single cards. And then Dan counters that with he likes lots, but it takes a lot more time because of the pictures to be taken.
Yeah, and you kind of want to list like all the cards that are in it, and you got to watch how much quantity there is because you don't want to hit it to where it ends up being a package, and then you have the bigger shipping rate and or you charge shipping, that I guess that's the alternative to that. But
yeah,
I've never been a big lot guy. It just doesn't. I take a stack of cards and I just list them one by one, and when they go, they go. I don't know. I've tried to keep it pretty simple that way. Not that one way is right and one way is wrong, of course. Don't hit me up with the nasty messages for live selling, like live selling last week.
That was a good discussion, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. There's a lot of passion in that one, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's great. I'm glad there's lot sellers. I buy a lot of lots, so that's fine for me.
Yeah.
But so I'm more on the buyer side of that than I would be on the seller side.
Right. Odd Merchant says Yankees will spend big at the deadline. Tigers will lose to them in the playoffs. That's in response to Average Dave said he needs to get more Riley Green and Tiger cards because that team seems pretty legit this year.
Well, I don't know, man. I feel like they have some weak spots. They've had some pretty bad times this year too. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Honestly, baseball it's just one of those sports where you just have to be hot at the right time, and then you just make that run. Like it's not. It changes hands so much. I feel like during the season, you have your teams that are good. It doesn't mean they're going to win anything, though.
Yeah. Snappy says, I like the idea for bestseller discussions, but more in line with the old Beckett hot or cold list and Charlie's liquidity list. I haven't done a liquidity list in a few months now. Less about your specific inventory and more general market trends. Yeah,
for sure. Now, for me, and that's part of the reason I don't do a lot of those, because and Charlie can attest to this. I don't always sell like what the market trend is buying.
True.
I sort of zig instead of zag, and so I just share my experience because I don't feel like it always matches up with like the quote unquote norm. Now, you know, you got a guy that's super hot like Cal Raleigh or something like that. Well, sure, I've sold Cal Raleigh cards too. I think everybody is right now, but I've also sold Ava Mataya, you know, so I don't know. It's interesting how it, you know, a lot of it really depends on what inventory you keep. You know, if you don't buy these types of cards, you're not going to get any sales on them. So
Yeah.
you're going to be like, well, I don't sell any Dennis Rodman cards. Well, how many do you have listed? 2. Well, yeah. Well, I've been selling tons of Payne Stewart from the PGA. Well, how many do you have listed? 400. Well, yeah. You know, so you're gonna it's gonna skew to where you keep a lot more of your inventory too.
Yeah. I agree with that. On Merchant says she was the GOAT woman billiard player. I remember in the mid 90s, the pool hall scene here in Minnesota was huge. So
yeah, I mean, you got Minnesota Fats, right? I mean, he was like a hustler, wasn't he?
Who was the Black Widow? Her nickname was the Black Widow.
I don't know. I don't follow billiards. I just know Eva Matoya was like the greatest ever. So I buy her stuff if I see it.
I don't think it was her, but it was like the same era, I think.
See, now I said this, and everybody's going to buy every Eva Matoya card they find.
Yeah, I can't even remember how to spell her name.
It's actually like EWA. It's pronounced Ava.
Yeah,
but
now
it's with a W.
She goes by her married name, Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Sure, makes sense.
But yeah, there was
but that's the kind of crap that I buy and sell, and that's not going to be on like market trends lists, you know.
She was from Sweden, isn't that weird?
Yeah. That's why I said that's why it's pronounced Ava, even though it's a W, because in Swedish that's how it works.
Yeah. I was looking to see if it talked about who her rivals were, because I thought that was the same time frame as the Black Widow. The Black Widow was a woman of Asian descent. What the heck was her name? Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts.
I think I know who you're talking. I can't think of her name either, but I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, unless I'm just mixing up the poker tour and billiards. I don't know. That could be too. Let's see here. Odd Merchants is talking about lots. He says, I scanned the 6 cards with a flatbed scanner, just 2 total scans. Yeah, that would be nice with a flatbed scanner. That makes it pretty efficient for lots. I do not have a flatbed scanner, though. Dan says, I do 1 player of 6 card lots. This way, easy on listing the player name and keep it under the 3-ounce ESC shipping. So 6 card lots of the same player.
Right. But then people start buying multiple lots.
Yeah.
And that's where, see, when I used to do some lots, just like stuff that I didn't think I could sell individually, and I got busted by that all the time, where it was like, crap, now they want 24 cards, and I got to spend the $5, and I sold them so cheap because I was doing it as a lot.
Yeah.
You know, now I really didn't make anything. So I don't know. That's been my experience with it. So I just kind of don't deal with it.
Yeah. Merchant says Kirby Puckett was a big pool shark. He had a big tourney each year with a bunch of Hall of Fame greats. I never heard that before. I did just come across his, I don't know, is it like 88 Fleer card with the giant bat?
Yeah, it's tops. Yeah, it's like 91 tops or something. Yeah. I bought a big stack of those a while ago because I'm like, these are cool, and yeah, they do sell. Like they got plucked out over time, and yeah, it's a great card.
Lions card says I need to see more Alpine skiing cards just so I can stock up on Fanny Schemler. That's a name I do not know. Is that a buying opportunity?
I don't know who that is either.
So she's a German Alpine skier.
Okay. Does she have any cards? I mean, do you even know if she's in anything?
She retired in 2013.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Oh, there we go. Jeanette Lee. Jeanette Lee was a Black Widow.
That's it. Yep, that's the pool player. Yep, I do remember her.
Yeah, I feel like that was like the late 80s. I would see that on early ESPN and stuff.
Yeah, that would be when they used to televise the billiard team. Yeah, games.
Well, that's because the Revolution was going to be televised.
Right. I mean, sure. They used to do like Trick Shot. They'd show the Trick Shot one too.
Yeah.
On ESPN, that was always kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, we got ourselves caught up in the chat. What else we got tonight?
Well, we were going to talk a little bit about the National. You had a good idea. We were kind of tossing ideas what to talk about tonight. What's in your bag? What's your essentials to take with you to the National?
Yeah, what's your go bag for the National?
I would imagine our bag list is fairly similar. There's how much variation are you going to have in something like this? But I can go over mine, or you can go over yours if you want to start. You let me know.
Yeah, I can. I happen to have it close by, and I can grab it and see what's in here. So, let's see. Because I list from the hotel when I'm out there and I'm bagging up cards I list, I got some tape. I got some sleeves and team bags, things like that, because it's a working trip, right? Yeah. Obviously, some things to write on and things like that. So you always got to have some supplies with if you're going to be actively working while you're there. What else do I got in here? This backpack is actually pretty full. It's not super comfortable to carry around because I get so much stuff in it.
Same.
How about the nightmares about the heating and cooling, or really the cooling in Chicago? Yeah. So I have a neck fan.
Okay.
Neck fan to keep me cool if I need it. With the AC upgrades, I don't know if I'll need it. Can you hear this? It's a strong flow.
Yeah, I would say.
So we might not need it with the upgrades.
And hopefully we don't need it.
At the end of the show, because I'm old now, I've got a neck massager here that I'll throw on my neck. I've got some 100 count boxes. Recently I started kind of early on talking with dealers. As I look at their box, I'm like, hey, if I fill a 100 count box, what do you do? And that kind of gives me some negotiating blocks to say, okay, what if I do more than one? How much,
and if you're good at it, you can fit a lot more than 100 cards in it.
Exactly. And then how about the collapsible stool?
Essential.
Gotta have that. So that's some of the stuff that's in my bag right now. And then a couple of these 5-row boxes.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you got?
Mine isn't too different than that. I like the 100 count boxes. I don't even have any right now, so maybe I'll pick a couple of those up because I got to get my 5 rows anyway.
Yeah.
But I do take a couple empty 5 rows and I'll fill those up over the weekend with inventory. The 100 count boxes, I'll grab a couple of those. I put bags in. I put the tape in. I put the Sharpie in there. The chair, I put that in there. Business cards, I always bring business cards with me and I throw those out on the table and stuff.
I just got a new order in from Got Print.
There you go. Some hydration packets, because as Charlie mentioned, it was a cooker in there last couple times. So I'll have some of those with me. A case of water. I mean, it doesn't go in my backpack, but we were talking about 5-row boxes. I always have a case of water because I want to bring a fresh water bottle with me in every day.
Yeah, I just drink beer.
Ibuprofen. I always have a little thing of ibuprofen in there because kind of going back to I'm old and I'm standing on concrete or sitting on concrete with neck down digging, and there's ibuprofen days that come up at at the National for me.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the bulk of it. I can't imagine what else I would put in there.
these days I like to bring one of these, just because I just can't
That's
see
a good
that
idea.
as well as I used to.
Yeah, I've got my little one. So this is the one that we got from eBay Live, ironically enough. But yeah, basically the same thing. So it's got your magnifier there, a nice little light there. Easy to carry, easy to hang on to, and it's just battery powered. So if the battery dies, I throw a new one in it. Don't have to worry about charging it. It has a nice little leather carry case kind of thing. So I'll have one of those in my bag. Yeah, that's about it.
I'll bring the Goat Pen 2.0 here, because it is travel ready. So we'll list some shiny stuff out of our new stacks there.
We'll have the scanner with us.
Yeah.
I don't really bring any cards. I don't really feel the need to do it.
You're gonna pick them up there, right?
Yeah, there's stuff I still have to get graded. I'm just get lazy about it. But yeah, I don't really go to the trade nights. I just don't do any of that kind of stuff. So
low end cards is not a lucrative trade market, right?
No, it's not. Well, I mean, I have like some not, I have some not low end cards too, but yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I don't want to do that. That's not fun to me. So I'm not gonna. I'd rather just list stuff and sell it. I don't really want to trade.
Yeah, and I mean that's our.
I give you this, and now you give me that. Now I just got to sell that. Like it doesn't.
Right.
It's too parallel for me. And most of the time, if you're doing decent cards or liquid cards, you're getting it at what, maybe 80%, 85% of market. So like there isn't much extra in there anyway.
Right.
And now with repacks, they've been talking about it because so many people are just going out and buying out dealer tables and stuff now for their repack stuff that there's even some buyers that are like, well, I'll pay you more than what you're asking if I can buy all of it, because it's like, if I can get a couple of downtowns and an auto or whatever, I'll make all that money with the repack profits.
Right.
But I have to have those cards or my repack will fail. So, if you've got that kind of stuff, I mean, you can almost ask for a premium at this point, depending who the buyer is. But yeah, I mean, I try to leave some room in my backpack so I can put like merch stuff in there or promo stuff or, whatever. So you're not carrying a bunch of stuff around. But I don't think you need anything more really than like your immediate need type stuff. Like, you're going to go to the show, you'll be there, and then you'll go back to the hotel. So like, you don't need the stuff with you that you just need in the hotel.
Right.
Just your active show type stuff. And then the obvious things you want to bring: comfortable shoes, some cash, some identification. I think is a good idea. In case you need it somewhere. Possibly a list. So that's something you could throw in your backpack, like a list of what you're looking for. If you're a paper person, every year. I kind of put, you don't need tickets anymore. That's on your phone too. But every year I kind of I start a little list on my phone. That's like, this is what I want to look for is, kind of already talked about that a couple shows ago, how I have some different things I'm going to look for this year than I have the last couple of years. So you want to try to keep your focus, eyes on the prize, right?
Yeah. So I was wondering, like, with our favorite non-sport dealer that we worked with last year, with him passing this past year, if the rest of his squad will still have a table, or
I hope so.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like the inventory just went away, and he had other people involved in it.
He did, yeah.
Previously, so I'm hoping they're still going to kind of run it. And he made a ton of money over the weekend, so motivation there probably for that. And it's in Chicago. Like he only lives
backyard,
he lives like half hour from there or something.
Yeah.
So I think there's pretty good odds of that. If not, we're gonna have to find some other non-sport dealers. I would love to find like a big Garbage Pail Kids dealer, or something where it has a little bit more focus to it, and I can get more bulk of it.
Right.
But beggars can't be choosers, and it is a sports card convention, not a Garbage Pail Kids convention. So
Yeah.
I'll be happy to get what I get, and uh, I think I can make up the difference getting some cool like non-sport boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
I really liked those Cybercell, Sonic cards, and I bought a couple packs there. I should have just bought a couple of boxes.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can, again, assuming somebody has stuff like that for sale, you never know what you're going to see, but I would think so.
Right.
I want to try to get some more of that and make that a bigger focus of my buying. Then it's kind of funny because I'm not really that excited to go through the sports boxes at all.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, here's some more. Like, I don't find many Brady's in the boxes anymore, and like the stuff that you can get a little more excited about just doesn't really show up. I very rarely find any Favre stuff.
Yeah.
So finding something for my PC is like insanely hard for Favre value box stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm really just gonna focus on a lot on the non-sport stuff. That's the stuff that's harder to get. I'm really trying to build that store. I have enough sports to list now. I have enough already listed. And we just don't find the deals like we do in Green Bay. There's going to be Barry Sanders and dime boxes. That's not a thing in Chicago, or at the National, I should say. So I don't feel like I'm going to get, unless you hit something where it's mispriced or, it's a parallel that was missed or something like that. I just don't know that. I felt like I kind of forced myself a little bit last year to buy more sports singles than like we're the best buy. Now, there's the flip side of that too. If I find another quarter Derek Jeter box, yeah, I'm going to buy the crap out of that. A quarter Ken Griffey Jr. box, yeah, I'm going to buy the crap out of that.
Sure.
Provisions cards for a quarter, yeah, I'll buy those. So there's like certain players and certain, I have this vision, almost like a deja vu. I have this vision of like a dealer who just has like a bunch of like, pre-boxed boxes, right? Like maybe a box like this size, right? And it's just full of cards, and then it just has a player name on it, like Barry Sanders and King. That would be awesome, right? Because it'd just be like, how much is the box is $25? I'll take it. I'll take 3 Ken Griffey Jr. boxes and 2 Barry Sanders boxes because I don't care what's in it. Those are players that I can just easily sell, and hopefully there's a couple of really cool things in there too. To just get you over the top quicker. But I would love to see something like that, and I never see it. So that's still kind of like a pipe dream of mine. I vision it. So maybe it'll happen
behind me that say like Ricky Henderson and
right.
Bo Jackson. What else I got up there? Jerry Rice box. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That, and then like I really want to go to the Bojack's games arena battle or whatever it's called. The Kakawau booth. I want to try to pick up whatever I can there if they got some cool stuff. It's like probably looking at more like vendors and stuff this year than I have in the past.
Yeah.
And not just like Panini and Tops,
Right. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Another year of local sourcing under my belt, and I feel like, okay, sports cards are plentiful around here, right? Like what I need for inventory for sports, I can find around here, but the non-sports and maybe some fringe sports.
I was gonna just say, like, I would love to find some Lamine Yamal stuff. I would buy that. I just don't know that I'm going to find it on a deal, because he's so hot. So, but even like Mbappe or Messi or Ronaldo, those guys that are kind of side thoughts right now. That'd be great if I could find some of that too.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, we found a really good dealer who was a breaker, and it was just all his base and like some low end insert stuff or parallels, whatever.
Yeah.
And he had just like 200,000, 5-count boxes just sitting out there, and you could just keep on stacking them and keep digging. And like, I found some pretty cool stuff in that. And he had soccer boxes and things like that, which we don't really see around here. So I would love that too. A big box of like Sports Illustrated cards would be cool. Like, I don't know. I would love the ease of like not having to dig through a box and there's just like a box at a good price labeled there, like it's all Jordan stuff or it's all Bo stuff or like these players that I buy, and I could just go say like, here's $200, give me 10 boxes of these players,
Yeah.
How awesome would that be? You get what you want without having to do like all the labor portion of it.
Yeah. I do find I've really gotten an appreciation for, some of the big distributors booths and the manufacturer booths. So like
Wild card.
I look forward to getting something from Leaf and something from Wild Card and Steel
Yeah, for
City,
sure.
and then getting my redemption packs, right? Because it's good stuff. And in the meantime, you're getting some stuff that maybe you don't see at your LCS all the time on the shelf, right? So,
and those are the kinds of items that can help put a spark in your store. You got some newer stuff, and it helps sell some older stuff. And I'm down about 1,200 cards now from my Max store in sports, which I'm happy about because it gives me some room to list some stuff right away next week.
Yeah.
So I've been listing, but I've been doing I've been listing more just to keep the algorithm in a flow. But I've been holding more back just because I want to have some space. So yeah, my strategies had to adjust a little bit each year, really. You're in a different spot. So
right. Yep. Snappy wants to know, how do we budget our money while at the National, or do we not? Do we just wing it?
I have a pretty good size budget, and I never ever come close to spending it because I have decent discipline. Not going to say I never buy something that I shouldn't buy, but for the most part, I don't. So I just kind of know that I'm going to have for the kinds of stuff that I buy and what I would be willing to buy. I don't really worry about it too much. I just kind of buy what I find. That the first day on Wednesday, I generally hit the non-sport sellers, value boxes of 10-cent, 25-cent stuff. I mean, I can get out of an entire day of buying inventory on Wednesday for a couple $100.
Right.
And that's if that's all I got all weekend, that would still be a successful trip.
Yeah.
Because I might have 2 5-row boxes out of that. So I really just kind of put the focus on that. I need to get that done because that's my business. And then after that, it's like, I'll buy a pack at Wild Card, or I'll do that, and a lot of times on that stuff, the resale is pretty good because it's exclusively to that show. Nobody else has listed it yet, just like the stuff out of the VIP bags. So you're kind of at, as long as you don't overpay or do too much of it, you're kind of almost a break even no matter what. So there's a lot of protected downside, when you're buying those types of items.
Yeah.
But budget wise, no, I don't really think about it too much because I know I have more than enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, there's a dollar amount that I look to have set aside when I go. Like over the course of the year, I'm putting money into, an account that's just for the National. So I have a target of cash to bring with me, but I don't really think a whole lot about it day to day. The first couple of days are my inventory buying, and because we're dealing in low cards or low value cards typically, like I don't really have to worry about blowing through my budget getting a year's worth of inventory in those first couple days, right? Or at least 6 months worth of inventory. It's more when I start doing the fun shopping that I have to think about the budget. As Dan can attest to as well, you get in front of some of those vendor booths like Wild Card, and you're spending quite a bit every time you buy a box of cards, and then you want to spin the wheel again, and then you almost won the big prize, so let's buy another one and spin the wheel again, and it starts adding up fast. That's when I feel like I have to pay a little more attention to it. But I generally I don't find that I even get close to blowing through, my allocated amount early on where I have to cut back towards the end. Granted, I've only gone to one so far, maybe I'll see some amazing stuff this year that'll be like, okay, now I need to start making some tough decisions.
And I think that's a big part of it. And I'm not saying don't have a budget. It's good to have a budget, especially if you only have so much money. But it's the kind of event where you really don't know what you're going to find. So
yeah,
you want to have some like leeway back. Like I spent a lot less than I thought I would spend last year.
Yeah.
The previous year I had spent more because I bought a couple of higher end boxes that were national exclusive. So you have to kind of, I don't know, try to build some cushion in there one way or the other, or both ways, really. So you can kind of adjust on the fly if it's stuff you think you can. Like I wish I would have bought a whole bunch more of those Paul Skeens packs. Those did very well for me, and they were gone. Like I think they were sold out on Wednesday, weren't they? Preview night, they sold all of them, or maybe it was Thursday.
I think it was Thursday. Yeah,
it was very early on in the show that they were totally gone. I was like, dang it, I would have bought some more of those. Didn't Ethan get like 2 101s in one pack because it was 2 cards stuck together or something? Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I like that kind of stuff, and that's the stuff that like you can go to your local show and you're not going to get that.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing with the national. You know, when you're budgeting, if there is something you have to walk past or you have to choose between things, think about, is this something I can get somewhere else or somewhere down the line, or is it like this is the national, this is it, buy it or you're not ever see it again, kind of thing.
Right.
And that's where a lot of those like promo items are, or special packs, or things like that. I really like the Haunted Hits set from Halloween last year, and they have a special National Haunted Hits set this year, and Lamine Yamal's in it too, by the way. At Wildcards, I'm like, well, I gotta buy some of that. So I don't know if that's going to be like a Breaker's Delight type of box, or if it's going to be by the pack, or who knows? It doesn't say how they assort. So you have to. I'm trying to budget on the higher end on that one because I want to make sure I get some of that.
Sure. Well, JG says we're getting lazy, Adam. We got to keep digging for those treasures. And I think the second half of the show is kind of where we still do some digging that way. Yeah,
and sometimes Sunday is your best day to buy because these guys don't want to take it with them. You can start offering like better bulk.
Yeah.
Hey, well, what if I take this whole 5 row? We do that. So
right.
I feel like that's your better opportunity to do that. If you're talking like deal wise. Am I going to dig in boxes next week? Yeah, absolutely. For like a giant portion of the show.
Yeah,
I'll be in boxes as much as I say, like, I'm not that excited about the sports, because I start digging through a quarter box and I'm finding Mickey Mantle cards, modern Mickey Mantle cards, but yeah, I'm buying all those. So there's certain things that will spark it for me where I'm still going to be picking up some of that stuff.
And we're not at all saying we're not going to dig through sports boxes, but it's a matter of taking care of your high priority items first, right? And the higher priority is, hey, let's get after the stuff we won't see again for a year.
Exactly right. That's exactly the way I look at it. I go, well, what can I get at the National I can't get somewhere else? And then I make sure I get that stuff. And if I can get some of the other stuff, great. But I'm not at a loss if I don't have it.
Yeah, like usually in the first couple days, we feel pretty good about where we're at with, okay, I think I found the stuff that I was really looking for. And now you start to casually dig around in other stuff with less pressure on, I got to get this.
Right. And then you start buying like random Star Wars blaster boxes and crap like that. Or pickleball, right? Pickleball. That's the thing.
Pickleball. Yeah. Pickleball was that was a fail, but I'm still, well, I can't say I'm glad I tried it, but you have to try something new every once in a while. It's not like I bought a case, right?
No. And I mean, I give you a hard time about it just because I knew where it was going to end. But I applaud you too because that's what I've done. I mean, I don't know what's going to sell, so I just try stuff and
yeah. And it was part of getting the Redemption Star Wars cards, which did very well for me.
Yeah, I was going to say your Star Wars buy was maybe one of the best buys of the weekend. And I'm like, Chris, why didn't I buy any of that? So
yeah,
I don't know. But even like like the free trading card day packs or whatever. So I went and got the free Paul Skeens card. I think that was David. Was that David? No, Steel City, right? Was that Steel City?
I think it was
I
Steel
was doing
City.
those.
Yeah.
And I saw you had some, free trading card day packs in the back. And I'm like, hey, can I get a couple of those too? And he threw me like 4 or 5 packs. I'm like, I made, I sold those for $4 to $5 a card,
Yeah.
and those were free. So sometimes
Yep.
the best stuff you can get is just kind of poking around. Like those Jay and Silent Bob Grabber Spill Kids boxes, I should have bought every single one of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick myself till the day I die over that one.
Yeah.
So I'm upping my budget on that side of things, and I'm lowering my budget a bit on like low end singles of random football cards. You know what I mean? Because I don't need that stuff as much as some of the other stuff.
Well, the other
There's a
thing
couple of prospect baseball players that I'm looking at right now. I'm not naming any names, but I've been following that a little bit more recently, and so as some of those names pop up, if they pop up in boxes, that's something I would be wanting to buy a little bit more bulk of.
Sure.
But we'll see.
The other thing you got to think about is your time allocation too. Like it's physically impossible to go through every vendor box, every table box there in the days you have.
And now there's a second story to this show. There's another 75 tables they added upstairs. It's like, well, that's like a half a day to get through, and that's if you don't find much. Right. It's still going to take you that long to get through it. So, I don't know. I mean, you just do the best you can, but I have a very strict priority for Wednesday, day number 1. And as long as I can somewhat hit my target there, the rest of the week, I can kind of go with the flow a little bit more because I've already made the trip.
Right. All right. Well, we're caught up in chat. I think we touched on all our topics. Anything else for tonight?
I don't think so, man. It's nap time. It's been a busy week, and I'm looking forward to getting through this week and trying to take the weekend to sort of put together my true national plans, get some stuff packed, and start getting excited for that event. And just so everybody here knows, we will be there sometime Wednesday afternoon. We'll be in the VIP room before the show opens. The show will open. We have business to conduct, and then we'll haul all that stuff back and we'll set up for the live show.
Right.
So that's Wednesday plan. Rest of the week, we'll kind of do whatever we feel like doing, because you don't know until you don't even know what's there until you get there. I do plan to go and grill the eBay Live guys a little bit just for funsies. So we'll see if that gets to happen. But I gotta stop at Wildcard. I gotta see what the Panini redemptions are. That's the thing that's weird this year. I don't even know what the like special packs and stuff are. I haven't seen anything on any of it, so which is kind of interesting. But I want to go to more of that fringe vendor area, the cacawaos and that kind of stuff. I think there's going to be some cooler stuff to be had that way.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, that's it. That's all I got for tonight.
Yeah, maybe we add a channel on the Discord for folks that want to get together at the National.
Sure.
And I would tell you that, Adam and I aren't likely to drop everything in our box digging and go meet someone in the VIP lounge, but we can maybe have some of that conversation throughout the time to say, hey, after the show closes today, why don't we meet here or something like that and get together with some folks. I don't know if they're Adam, the neighborhood a little better, if there's a place to get together and have a few drinks and talk about the hobby and things like that. But we can discuss that in the Discord.
Yeah, Chicago's no shortage of like things to do, and it's kind of an all night city. So I mean, even if we're working until 7, 8 o'clock, we do a live show and we decide to go out at 10 o'clock and get a bite to eat or something. You can do that in Chicago,
Right.
It's an all-nighter city. But yeah, we do have a channel in the Discord for the National, so I was thinking of just posting in there. Okay. Hey, we're going to be at the National, post in here, what times you'd be available or if you want to meet, whatever. Because that's something we can easily look at during the show is, see the Discord stuff. I almost forgot the other thing I got to bring, laptop. That's a pretty obvious one, but yeah, need that to operate the scanner and, you know, do the other assorted things, record the show or whatever too. But yeah, getting excited. It'll be fun. It's a once a year thing, thankfully, because it's a lot to put together and go through, but it's fun every year, and it's nice just to get like a whole year's worth of inventory in like 2 days. I love that part because like I always got stuff I can go to. Then I don't have to. I always felt like I was chasing down cards, you know, for a few years. I don't feel like I have to do that now. I have more to list than I can list, so it's a good position to be in that way.
Yeah, I have to think about the laptop thing because I have a unique situation where the family's coming down probably Friday to the show, so I could conceivably keep my store open for Wednesday, Thursday, and they'll ship everything and then bring the equipment down Friday for the rest of the weekend. But if we need my laptop for anything, we're gonna have to plan that out ahead of time. So
yeah, and like I said, I'll have my laptop with me. I mean, I do the show from my phone, so we can kind of that's pretty easy to work with.
Yeah,
and then you know, we can use my laptop with the scanner.
I could probably use my phone to be on the live stream as well.
Otherwise, why don't you just
bring a stand?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, we'll see you all next Wednesday. Remember, every Wednesdays, 8 Central Standard Time, we do this live show. We love to have you join us live because the chat is a lot more exciting with as many participants as possible.
Absolutely.
And don't forget about the Discord. It's on the bottom there. If you're going to the national and you want to meet up, you'll see that on the national channel on the Discord. And so a lot of the things we talk about and information we share is on there, shared by you, the viewers, and we appreciate all of you. So thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you next week.
And remember, when you see the goat, we're talking about some of the greatest of all time.
And you can't sell what you don't list. See you all next week.